Hi, so Scott from South Florida Insider, and I'm here with.
Bobby Rodriguez, the executive producer and founder of the Florida Renaissance Festival.
Well, first off, how does it feel knowing this is now what the 20th year that you've got this going on, and it seems even with a few changes here and there, people are excited every year.
Well, I can't tell you how wonderful it feels. I mean, I used to say that this was my child, and so I've watched my child crawl, walk. Now it's a 20-year-old, and it feels wonderful. It really does. Well, actually, it's the 21st year because the first year was the Medieval Fair, and then which was a one-weekend show. Then we changed it to the Florida Renaissance Festival, and here we are 20 years later.
And you said this is kind of like watching your kids grow up and stuff. So does that mean you got your kids dressed up in armor, getting ready to joust each other? Because even the fans are coming all dressed up.
Oh, absolutely. As a matter of fact, my daughter, who is about to give birth any second, I said, because of your poor timing, you're going to have to if you have birth on the weekend, you're going to have to do it here with two midwives, and as soon as they cut that umbilical cord, you go back to the office.
And then you're on stage shortly thereafter.
Yeah, she didn't like that idea too much.
Oh, no. So tell us about some of the changes you've seen from that inception way back when, 21 years ago to where we are now.
Well, 21 years ago, we were making our props in the garage of somebody's home, and we were trying to piece this whole thing together with spit and glue. And now it's become a professional operation. And although we may be 20 years old, it doesn't get easier. It actually gets harder because our key is to always make the show better, and so consequently the attention to detail gets more intense, and which makes more work for us, but we love it.
And I mean, I got to imagine way back when the numbers weren't where they are now. I mean, it just seems like this keeps growing and growing. Doesn't matter what day it is, whether you're doing it on a Monday, on the weekend, or whatever it is. I mean, people are coming.
Well, first year, I think we had all of maybe 4,000 people, if that. And now we pull in between 80 and 100,000 people, depending on how good the weather is.
Wow. Yeah, and we've had some great weather today.
Yeah, today's perfect.
Well, what do you see this, I guess, evolving even from where you're at now? Because, I mean, you're at such a high number of people coming in. What's the future down the road for the Renaissance?
Well, I've always wanted to expand the show even more. We're only 5 weekends long, and there are shows around the country that are 7 and 8 weekends long. And when we get to the saturation point, I will start expanding the show even more. And because Miami-Dade has 3 million people down there, we are now opening up in South Miami as well.
Is that also why you try and have different themes going on each weekend? Because I know you got one time there's somebody breaking out of handcuffs. Another time you got Scottish Gaelic type singer dancers. I mean, there's something different each week. So even if you go once, you still probably got to come back.
Absolutely. Well, that is definitely the key of what we're trying to do, but not just every year, from week to weekend, but every year as well. There's some shows that they just keep whatever works, they keep it forever, but we like to turn things around, make it fresh. I don't want anybody to say, the Florida Renaissance Festival, been there, done that. No, we want to make it fresh every time.
So, I mean, that being said, you're definitely don't expect to just come for one day and get to see everything because there's so much offer that you might have to be here for a full week at a time.
Well, that's why we're selling more and more season passes every year. Because quite frankly, if you come in at 10 o'clock when we open and you leave at 6:30, you can't see everything there is to see.
Well, what's been kind of like your favorite thing, seeing the production of it kind of get to where it is now? Because, I mean, you got some mainstays that have been here since the second they came here, they haven't gone anywhere.
Right. I think the most satisfying thing for me is watching smiling faces. The people enjoying a show or enjoying a skit out in the street, or really what we're doing is we're recreating a village festival from 500 years ago, and we take a lot of pride and a lot of work and effort into creating that facade. And it doesn't take much to screw up that facade, but we work hard at it, and consequently when people come in and they walk through the castle gates, they're leaving their troubles behind, and they're going back 500 years in time to the days of chivalry, the days of yore, and that's where the attraction is.
And if they don't have their medieval flair as they come in, they might as well leave with it so they can come back in style, I guess.
You hit the nail on the head, absolutely.
So that's really it. If you got anything you'd like to tell people about maybe down the road, I obviously going through the website itself, but any
Well,
other
if
things?
I may mention the website, it's important. We're very proud of that award-winning website, by the way. It's www.ren-fest.com. Check it out. There's a lot to check out there. It's all the entertainment, the scheduling, and the show down in Miami as well. So,
All right. Well, I appreciate your time.
thank you for coming.
Thanks a lot.